Hello and welcome back, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Light stopped being annoying. Yeah, we're back to this. So, I want to get Stonejourner. I'm also debating on whether or not just to make the Scarlet family hunt, just to make that a Masuda hunt, because we all know hunting shinies in the water kind of sucks. So, still not 100%, 110% sold on doing that by sandwich powers. So who knows, if we actually end up getting this today, we will be potentially going on just to Espion, and then just doing the rest of the exclusives via Masuda Home, which I'm completely okay with doing, because, again, I think it would honestly be faster to get Scarlet that way than it would be just to try and go for sandwiches. It's kind of weird, but you really do have the game slow down when you're in the water. Granted, it's more of a frustration thing, but also could depend on, like, I'll have to experiment with that. I'll have to do a little bit of experimenting with that to see where we go. Hello, Mudkip. How are you doing? Lemon. Inhale lemon, exhale lime. How are you doing today? So, there's also a bit of a weird thing that I've started noticing. I mean, well, not really started noticing. I've noticed it for a while, but it's just becoming more and more pronounced now. Is whenever I upload videos, it seems that we have subscribers get purged. Which is, I mean, for me, it's very, very infuriating, because one, I mean, subscribers are getting purged. But at the same time, it's also a little thing because whenever I upload a video, it happens. But we're doing that uncooked macaroni. Hello, Go Looper, how you doing? I've also been testing my VGC Series 8 Regulation D team a little bit more, and I'm liking it. You know, I definitely see places I need to improve on it, but I'm liking my Regulation D team. The only thing I'm actually noticing, of all things, it's Torkoal that's being the present underperformer. Torkoal's kind of been the one thing that's not been super well performing. So I might be swapping Torkoal out of my Regulation D team for something different. Which again is kind of funny. You think, yeah, no, Torkoal's kind of been like the main thing that's been keeping Fluttermane going. But I was like, maybe I need to get rid of Torkoal for a little bit more coverage. But as expected, little thing known as Urshifu kind of doing extremely well, which bodes well for Gastrodon. Because, as we know, Gastrodon is the hero. We love Gastrodon, and I'm very happy that Gastrodon could be doing significantly better in the coming weeks. But it's all gonna come down to how many terrestrialized things are using, because a lot of the Urshifu actually seem to be going Terra Grass. So there's ways they have of deleting Gastrodon. But all that gotta mean is I'm just gonna have to like change my strategy up with Gastrodon a little bit. Maybe you gotta go Terra Poison on Gastrodon. Yeah, Gastrodon I feel is gonna be like the MVP going forward for some things in Series Regulation D. It's just, with Urshifu being back in the game, it immediately takes front and center as one of the most powerful threats. I don't think it's as strong as Fluttermane. I will probably, for the rest of time, at least until we get like the big box art restricted legendaries back in the game, Fluttermane, I think, is going to be the strongest Pokemon until we get things like Incineroar returning, and then the restricted legendaries. And even then, when the restricteds come back, I still think Fluttermane's going to be extremely powerful. So, we've got a bit of a worry thing to do. High Priestess. No idea what that is. But yeah, I've got fun. Oh, Trick Room Gastrodon team. It's going to be fun. Amusingly, it seems that Indeedee has kind of started falling off. Oh, High Priestess Part 2, right. In a draft league for the first time. Wait, Erie, what was your name before? First, waiting to see the 6th pick and move on to movesets and stuff. We have 2 people that aren't with us that are finally come online. Ah. Well, Erie, what was your name originally? Oh, Shy. It's been a while. How have you been, Shy? But yeah, Fluttermane is just kind of crazy. I am a little surprised I haven't seen any Cleavor yet. Granted, the only reason I think Cleavor's probably not showing up is because of Urshifu. So, once people get a bit more comfortable with Urshifu, it's gonna be there. Also, I think they're probably taking Heat Ran off the team. But how are you doing, Midnight? Hello, Midnight. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, it's like, I'm enjoying Regulation D. I think the only thing about it I don't like is just Urshifu is kind of everywhere. But Urshifu's kind of become the new Fluttermane. And even then, like, Fluttermane's kind of fallen down a little bit. It's been good. Stopped showing up. I got busy. Yeah, understandable. Very much understand that. School is important. But it's a bit interesting that Fluttermane's kind of started to fall off a little. Granted, I think that's more due now to people are running a bit more Tailwind support Pokemon, because before you basically were just running Tailwind support on either Talonflame or Murkrow, and they didn't really do much outside of that, but now we got Tornadus, which I still think Murkrow is better than Tornadus. I know there's people who are going to fight me on that, but I still stand the VG Seabird. But I can definitely understand why people are probably going to go shift over to Tornadus, just because it has a bit of a better move pool, as well as a Breakstorm Wind is just kind of insanely powerful. I don't know if I'm going to be shiny hunting for Gimmighoul with this, because the odds in this hunt are just terrible. And I am expecting that they're going to do a redo of this event, or at the very least one where it's boosted odds in the future. Or at least even when the DLC comes, they're going to have it out again. So I'm doing like passive raids of it off screen, but that's also largely to accumulate self-fodder materials. We don't need it for the Shiny Living Dive. Yeah, a lot of people are going to go to Tornadus probably because of Breakstorm Wind, which is really powerful. You know, it's a spread damage move. It has a chance of dropping speed. It's more or less an improved version of Icy Wind. The only issue with it is that it is significantly less accurate. Yeah, I wouldn't technically consider this Shiny Gimmighoul part of the Living Shiny Dex availability, because it's not available through normal means. A Living Shiny Dex generally excludes things like Mythicals and Shiny Locked Pokemon on principle. Yes, you can hunt for some of the Mythicals through various means like e-reader cards, but those aren't standard obtainable. You need, I mean, for the e-reader cards and stuff, you need literally hundreds of dollars to buy the e-reader itself. Hundreds of dollars to buy the little e-reader cards. You know, Jirachi, you need a very specific Pokemon Coliseum disc, which that's kind of why people don't really consider Mythicals and Shiny Locked things within the scope of a Living Shiny Dex, because it's not something everyone can hunt. It's specific event things, which yeah, I definitely agree, Midnight. But yeah, I'm just doing the raids passively, because you get a lot of great stuff for those raids. A lot of experience candy, which granted, I don't really need experience candies. I kind of need them on this file, because this is the one I don't play all that often, so I can raise up more stuff easy. But the real benefits, the self-fodder materials, like just the insane number of nuggets, the insane number of just sellable materials. It's... If the event was for Shiny Gimmighoul, that failed. But if it was basically just self-fodder, then yes, I would say for that. So join another raid, Shiny Gimmighoul. The thing is, you don't know if those raids are actual legitimate raids. There's been hacked shiny raids for Gimmighoul, which is a large part of why I don't join ones online. You never know when some of those could be hacked, and as someone who, you know, very much is anti-hacking, anti-genning, I always take them with a little bit of a grain of salt. You know, I can understand why people, you know, I mean, I'm more cynical than most. I will fully acknowledge. I tend to kind of see the worst in something more often than the better, and a lot of that. There's the Stonjourner! As I am talking about the cynicism, It is the shiny walking Stonehenge. Get back here, you walking rock thing. That's lovely. I don't think it has any form of recoil induction, but there we go. We have all the version exclusives that we're not going to be doing via Masuda Hunt. So I guess it's now off to hunt Espeon. Underneath the online ones, just realistically, even cynically, they're probably... Yeah. I mean, there's definitely some people who have found the real shiny raids online. There's definitely people who found legitimate raids for them. So it's like, they exist. But it's like with why I don't do wonder trades on the GTS, is that even if it's that 0.001% chance it's hacked, I don't want to risk that. But, you know, I willingly put myself at a disadvantage for that reason. But, again, if you guys haven't done so already, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. That is a shiny Stonejourner. We are finished with all the version exclusives. Well, I'm going to be Masuda breeding for the other ones. It is not marked. It's kind of a shame that Stonejourner is not a great Pokemon competitively. It's got an interesting ability. But, let's go see what the other rock types are. Rock type, Scarlet, Violet. Because I want to see if there's any we haven't gotten yet. So that way I know like what to go hunt. Rockruff, okay. Roly-Poly, right, I forgot about that, Roly-Poly. Okay, so we're looking for just Roly-Poly family now. We are just going for Roly-Poly. Oh, wrong button. So, this is fun. We're going from one rock to another. And because we're hunting for a rock inside of the desert, you could say we are 2 rocks from the sun. Don't have a history of hacking. Yeah. Yeah, I would trust a raid from Mudkip. Like, if it's someone I know personally, then I would be more inclined to trust that. Hey, remember, there's Torkoal here. It is literally a rock from the sun. And we've already gotten 2 of them so far, so we just need 1 more shiny. And then we have the entire family completed. I swear, if I find another shiny Larvitar, I'm gonna flip. But yeah, probably the better idea would be just do a fire-type sandwich around here, so that way I can get exclusively these guys spawning in. That would also give me shiny Torkoal without the spawn interference of these guys. But we're just looking for our shiny little rocks. We're looking for our favorite little roly rocks. We love it. Yeah, I saw Roly-Poly in the first trailer for Sword and Shield, and I was like, I like this thing already. I thought that Steam Engine as an ability was interesting, and I definitely saw the potential of weakness policy Steam Engine Colossal with the Dynamaxing system. But I didn't really think that Santino would just make it that destructive, and then he won the Players' Cup with it. Actually, fun story about actually Colossal and that reason, and one of the reasons why Colossal is kind of a bit of a special Pokemon to me. I was doing basically an inter-college tournament between, of course, a bunch of colleges. My college was one of them, and there was like 7 or 8 other, actually probably more than that. It was a lot of other colleges were also part of it. And everyone knows in the club that I'm more of a doubles person than a singles person, so they basically put me down for being doubles guy. And I said, okay, I haven't been keeping as up to date with stuff in VGC, but I am, I do play the doubles. Does anyone know, like, good doubles team archetypes I could probably use for just a baseline? And then one of them pointed me to Santino, said, yeah, Santino might know something about, doubles. Little did I know, that was the Santino that beat Wolf Glick. And then they explained, yeah, that's the Santino that won the Players' Cup with Colossal. He knows a thing or two about it. And he literally sent me the entire post Players' Cup interview about his entire team write-up. So it was like these are the EV spreads, these are the moves, this is why this team was built this way, this is what basically the team was designed to do, and some of my play options, and just all the information I needed. And then there was the one part that just had me rolling with laughter. It was the day before the tournament, and he forgot the most important thing of his team. He didn't nickname everything. So he was trying to, like, frantically come up with a nickname theme for his entire team, and the entire team he just nicknamed after desserts. So, like, Colossal was Fudge. It's like, this is why I love these guys, and that's why Colossal kind of has, like, a bit of a special place, and just that story is just funny. So happy I've been writing music for the game I wanted to do. Nice. I'm doing very well, Ghost. I'm doing very well. We got our final shiny. We're going to be basically overworld hunting for version exclusive, meaning we're going to be switching back over to Violet for the next shiny hunts. I'll need to do a little bit of testing to see how the spawns for Dragalge work. Make a better team, meta name, everything. Cheese. I feel like someone has actually done that before. Farming Urban Mystica, very nice. Always a good thing to do. Always a good thing to farm Urban Mystica. Yeah, I am so thankful that Andreas every so often would do those Urban Mystica reset raids where he'd just find, like, an easy Amoonguss raid or an easy, like, Vaporeon or Titan raid and just basically reset it for a few days and just let everyone grind up insanely massive numbers of Urban Mystica. Because that's what I've been just chipping away at for the past couple of months with my shiny sandwich construction, is just using the Urban Mystica I grinded from those times he did that. And we still have, like, I think maybe a quarter of all the Urban Mystica I still have. So I'm definitely getting low, but it's like I still have probably 100, if not even more left. So I'm so good. Easy to do Urban Mystica stream. Get Urban Mystica. Yeah, that was back before we really knew how easy it was to get Urban Mystica, which is why I did those. Now we know how easy it is to get Urban Mystica, because now we basically all have the Belly Drum Iron Hands, the Belly Drum Azumarill, and now, of course, with the further introduction of the transferring Pokemon from home, like Zacian, it became much easier to actually get Terra Raids, Brute Force, Hyper Offense finished. Which means you don't really need to do as many of the Urban Mystica grind raids. The Urban Mystica grind raids were really more for you guys, which now that we're, of course, at that point where, viewers don't need to be as reliant to, like, find the raids and do the raids, and that the coordination, because now most people in general are more coordinated and collected and know what they're doing in Terra raids. The necessity to coordinate is gotten no longer present. It's kind of one of the things where it just took time for people to realize how to do Terra raids better. Which is good, but also don't understand why Pokemon continues to make mechanics that are designed around very in-depth understanding of mechanics, but they're mechanics that you would never really come across. Like, that's one of the reasons why we're doing the Dynamax Adventures tier list for the Pokemon in it, is that there's so many things you can do with Dynamax Adventures that just make Dynamax Adventures easy. The issue with Dynamax Adventures is that so many of those Pokemon require very in-depth understanding of certain abilities, certain moves, how certain things interact with one another, that most people, I would say solidly into the 97% of players, do not know. Like, there's a significant number of competitive players who I know have been playing for years. They don't really know what the terrains do. They know some of them make certain moves stronger, but they don't know of, like, the secondary effects. Like, oh yeah, grassy terrain makes Earthquake weaker. It makes Bulldoze weaker. Misty terrain, they know Misty terrain makes Dragon moves weaker, but they don't realize, oh, psychic terrain blocks priority. There's all these things like that that people don't really realize. And making an entire game mechanic, you know, for basically shiny hunting legendaries that is entirely based on that is a big problem, because people don't fully understand how to play it well. Because the games never really try to teach people these mechanics. Why is the Switch screen so dirty? Yeah, we should clean that. Way too much. I have way too much that I need, but I'm gonna look for a shiny coin gremlin raid. If I find one, I'll let you know. Okay, Mudkip. Just shoot me a DM and we'll do that. But yeah, that's kind of the good thing about Dynamax Adventures, though, in them having made the mistake of making Dynamax Adventures so high knowledge gap, like so high knowledge to be able to do it effectively. They realize that they need to make it more accessible, which is why, or at least just make everything a bit better. Which is why that if you look at the raid support back from, excuse me, Sword and Shield, you know, the NPCs were garbage. You know, that the raid support Eevee, the raid support Pikachu, the raid support freaking Magikarp, Martin's Solrock. The raid support Pokemon in Sword and Shield were more punishment for not using Switch Online and playing with other people than it was actual raid support. And they seem to realize with this game, we can't intentionally screw people over like that. So they made the actual raid support Pokemon actually good. Like, they're nothing super stellar amazing, but they're not garbage. Like, you know, Intimidate Arcanine. It's good, you know, Flamethrower, they're not the greatest moves, but they're at least usable as allies for a little bit of damage support. And you intercut that with, again, Eevee, Counter Wobbuffet, Mirror Coat Wobbuffet, things that just did not do any damage. That were there kind of more to punish you for not using online and not battling with other people. They realize they need to make it more accessible for people, which is good. So it was one of those things where it's just good intention, absolutely horrendous execution. Which, I think that might be the first time Pokemon as a company has done an overcorrection and actually had the overcorrection be good. Because this is another video that I actually kind of planned on doing a few years ago and just never really got around to doing it. But it's sort of like the weird history Pokemon has with implementing overcorrections and how they always did more harm than good. I think Hatterene will be better Trick Room Setter in Regulation D. I don't know. Hatterene is very good, but very good with Magic Bounce, and I don't see as much status moves being thrown around. Yeah, like, you know, opposing targeting status moves. More status moves now seem like self-line buffing, not as much other team disruption, which is probably why Murkrow's not as good as it used to be. Favorite starter? It is Infernape. The funny thing is, Infernape is actually the last of the Sinnoh starters I ever used. The first one was Piplup, the second was Turtwig, and then the last one that I ever used on team was Infernape. And it just kind of impressed me. Essentially, the amount of impressing that Infernape did is something that I don't think any starter will ever be able to do again. Incineroar got close. It got very close. But it is hard to beat Infernape. Plus, also just really cool. Plus, it just looks really cool. None of them. The answer is I don't really like any of the Mega designs. More so the thing with the Mega designs I didn't care for is that they felt over-designed. They just had, like, they have too many, like, spikes and blades and just basically stuff coming out at all sides. You know, that it kind of... I'm a bit of a believer when it comes to designs that less is more. You know, that's why, you know, despite really liking, you know, stars like Infernape and other things like that, I really like Feraligatr. I really like Typhlosion. Like, that less is more philosophy appeals to me. Favorite competitive? Probably, just for the sake of how stupid overpowered it used to be, was Mega Mawile. Because it's like, this kind of illustrates kind of every point I made about why they kind of were a bit not healthy. Is, I mean, Mega Mawile functionally has a base 260 attack stat. I back calculated that a while back for a video, which again never got made. But yeah, Mega Mawile's functional attack stat dwarfs Mega Mewtwo's special attack stat. There's a very good reason the term Mawile range existed. Mawile range was the term for the point at which a Pokemon's health falls below some percentage. Now, each percentage was different for each Pokemon. Where that Pokemon basically was just considered no longer usable. Because Mawile could come in and just Sucker Punch it, and it was gone. It was essentially the range at which Sucker Punch killed. And it's like, that kind of makes me laugh. That was such a well-documented thing that you basically needed to consider if Mega Mawile was in play. You could have stuff that had like 30% health remaining, and you just could not use them because Mega Mawile would come in and just destroy them. Oh yeah, they were crazy in Gen 6. Freaking Swords Dance Punch Kangaskhan was silly. I did like, though, that Kangaskhan, you could actually make just absolute flinch hacks with it by going, like, Bite. Because it rolled the Bite flinch chance independently for each hit. It wasn't the same odds of flinching that Togekiss's Air Slashes had. But it was fairly close. You know, I think it was 57% chance of flinching every single turn because of the double proccing of Bite. And then, you know, you stack in Body Slam on there, you have a 57% chance of landing a Paralysis Body Slam. So it was like, it was RNG insanity. Which again is kind of funny. What's your least favorite starter? Well, I mean, that's the answer right there. That's the answer. But other than that one, there really isn't any. I mean, I guess like Delphox, but it's more so general indifference to Delphox more than anything. The only thing I could say close to just abject dislike is maybe Meganium, because it's just not really fun to use on a team. Defensive starters are rarely fun. But at the very least, like Blastoise, which is another defensive starter, at the very least, it kind of has good moves going for it. Where, like, you get Surf, and Surf is it's a relatively strong move that it can use. It's not, you know, super insane damage, but it's better than Razor Leaf. It's better than Razor Leaf. And also, I don't know if you just heard, but that was Thunder. So, I'm hoping I don't need to end off quickly in an emergency because of a thunderstorm. Why does the weather need to screw me over? Is this what I get for running Sun teams in Sword and Shield, not Kyogre Rain teams game? I mean, reality. Is that what you're doing, Kyogre? Are you wanting to sabotage me? Can you send it over here? No, I can't send it down to Texas. That's a bit of a long thing. I am not Thor, the God of Storms. Or wish I was. That'd be awesome. I'd have an awesome hammer that I could use to basically bludgeon things into oblivion. But no, I don't have that. In rain, thunder is 100% accurate. Exactly. That's actually the reason why most Kyogre run thunder. It's to destroy opposing water types, and because it's just coverage. Well, yeah, it's for opposing waters. That's why Gastrodon was like the answer to Kyogre. It shuts down its two primary moves, Thunder and Origin Pulse or Scald, depending on which way you spec the Kyogre. Because Ice Beam doesn't really do that much damage to it. I wonder, does Gastrodon still outright beat Kyogre anymore? This was one of the things that I remember from VGC involving Kyogre, was that Kyogre default loses to Gastrodon unless the Kyogre gets absolutely insane levels of RNG hacks, like constant freezes, critical hits, and things like that. Kyogre default loses. But that was also dependent on Scald's existence. I don't know if it might have been dependent on Scald's existence. I actually have to check that now. I just like Quaxcavall because I dislike Sun Dimension. I used to not be a fan of Quaxcavall. I've warmed up to it. I've warmed up to Josuke the Quaxcavall. It amuses me. Hey, Twisted J. Again, guys, if you haven't done so already, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Coin Gremlin's going into my... Hey, Ember. Can one of the mods go grab Ember's link? We already did get one shiny. We got the Stonjourner. So, we are done with version exclusives in the wild. Depending on how I decide to end up hunting Dragalge and Skrelp. So we're just basically polishing off this sandwich before we go shiny hunting Espeon. So that's... I mean, I guess we could also experiment with how the Skrelp shiny hunts would go. Because when it comes to daytime, you can only hunt Espeon then. You cannot hunt Espeon during the night. That's why I despise the day-night cycle, and why they couldn't just... I mean, I get why they delinked it from real time. I just don't like it. If you didn't buy both versions, what version would you buy every gen? I mean, probably Scarlet for this game, for this generation. The thing is, between the games, there's no difference. Fundamentally, there is no difference between the versions if you just trade over Pokemon, which is kind of the point. So it's kind of one of those things where the way I see the games, it kind of really doesn't matter. But I guess for this gen, it would have been Scarlet. It's a bit of a weird question for me. Because remember, I'm practicality. I'm function over form. I'm not, super tied to aesthetics or something. Okay, that is done with the sandwich. So, there's no Joner. Let's go check with the Skrelp. I just want to evolve my shiny Sligoo. Rain. Might have to level it up in Rainy Battle. You cannot evolve it that way. You can't use Rain Dance to have it evolve. You need it to be raining in the overworld. It's really dumb. It's really, really stupid. Hey, David. Yeah. Because the games are dumb. Yeah. There are so many things about the games that are not well designed for evolving certain things. That's one of the reasons why when it came to that, I literally just had my game sitting open and doing that. I just had my game sit open when I was waiting for the rain to appear. Yeah, that was... I remember when I played through my X version for the first time and I used Goodra on that team. Getting that Goodra to evolve was not fun. I spent probably 3 hours trying to find a route it was raining to evolve that Goodra. I spent longer trying to evolve that freaking Goodra than I spent battling the Elite Foreign Champion. It's kind of comical. Yeah, Goodra is generally seen as the worst legendary, pseudo-legendary in terms of competitive viability. Its stat line just is not very favorable. Hey, nice getting the hero. Fun. It's mostly just, it does not have a very favorable stat line. High special defense is theoretically good, but its main issue is it's a typing that's known primarily for offense without having particularly aggressive stats, which end up being problematic for it because it can chunk special as well, but if it can't hit stuff to knock them out, then it ends up kind of not really being able to do a function well. Yes, it was bad at a number of things. Now, let's go start up our sandwich for... We can, like, preliminarily do a Scarlet hunt. We'll just see how well it goes. See if I want to actually hunt it this way. Yeb is forgettable. It's way longer. I have the Twilight set, yes. I have not gotten all of the different Link sets, but I'm working on most of them. There's a lot of Link sets in the game. Tomato, onion, I think it's 3, yeah. Pretty sure green bell peppers are poison. Winging Pink. Hey, cat. I mean, it's more so what Generation 6 was designed to be. Gen 6 was really designed to be more of a nostalgia thing than really its own game. And also the game is kind of freaking out right here with the picnic cloth table. That's a little bit worrying. It's important to remember fundamentally what Generation 6 purpose was with like respect to what the game we got is. You know, it's one thing to always keep in mind is what is a game's purpose. Auto build a camera. Nice, finally got camera. Delightful. Gonna get a kick out of this. I had a dream involving rehydrated Ganon. Rehydrated Ganon is funny. It was a good game starting 3D camera. Yes, here's the thing. I don't really... The thing is, it wasn't even that. It was nostalgia is what it was primarily made for. Yeah, like... The thing is, Pokemon had 3D games even before then. Okay, Oras did a good... It's still weird that Oras was able to more naturally integrate Mega Evolutions into its own storyline than X and Y. That's just the weirdest part. It feels natural. But also, X-Men wasn't even the first 3D Pokemon game. XD and Coliseum actually did that like a decade before. Not a decade. Actually... No, I think it's... Actually, is it? Close to a decade at this point? I have my Oras here. Let's see. 2014. And let me go grab my... Is that Castle Royale Lake? That's weird. I see, where's my XD Gala Darkness copy? I know it's over here somewhere. Well, here's the XD Gala Darkness game book. Alright, XD Gala Darkness. Please tell me there's a copyright thing on this. Official Nintendo seal of approval. Dang it, there's nothing on it. And you get a date. Well, I mean, basically decade. You can generally reason out it was about a decade before. But yeah, XD Gale of Darkness was like the first one. Well, I mean, Coliseum was the first one. XD Gale of Darkness was the sequel. Also, what does shiny Scarlet and Dragalge actually look like? Scarlet. What is that number? So, personal note, I've also glasses at home. I've officially searched everywhere and guess they disappeared into the void. That's not good when glasses just disappear into the ether of nothing. Yeah, Scarlet doesn't really look much different. I mean, it's more purple, so I guess we can find it that way. Dragalge is a big difference, though. Dragalge is a very significant, substantial difference. So, Scarlet... I mean, I guess the little green on, The little, like, leaf things are green on it. So, we just gotta pay very close attention to the thing. So good. So have them. Yeah, Pineco do exist. They're just very, very hard to find. They're just very difficult to find. Yeah, I think that it would probably be not too hard to find Shiny Scarlet. That'll just be annoying. That'll just be a little annoying to find. Yeah, this is why I'm thinking of just doing... I'm just gonna do maybe one sandwich testing of it. And then the other one is gonna be Masuda hunting. I've got plans for these ones. Because then we're also gonna get a Rangaroo via Masuda method. That is entirely because... Okay, I thought I saw green on that one. The reason I'm doing a Rangaroo via Masuda method is entirely because I would like a Trick Room Rangaroo more than anything. It's the same, there's a few Pokemon I'm going to be basically just Masuda breeding for various purposes. One of them is just a specific Pokeball passing down. Like, that's the reason why I'm going to be Masuda breeding my Mimikyu. I kind of want my Love Ball Mimikyu shiny. I would like to get a I would like my shiny Mimikyu to be in a Love Ball. Rather than, you know, basically playing the lottery when it just comes to trying to get that one in the wild. Well, the Iggy is just sleeping while Gab is attacking the rest of them. Oh, alright. Well, the thing is, it makes sense that Iggy's just not doing anything, because he tracks where they are through the movements in the sand. If he's just not moving, then he won't get picked up. You know, Geb won't be able to find him. So that's what they should do. That's literally Tremors. If any of the... Well, then again, Tremors probably didn't exist when Stardust Crusaders was happening. So that kind of throws that out the window. Jared will return later with more fun facts. Reading through some work stuff at a chair. Paldean Wooper plush is now the... Yes! There's a Paldean Wooper plushie. But... is there a Slitherwing plushie? There needs to be a plushie of Slitherwing. Yes, but movements make sound. That's the thing, Jared. That's the thing, Mudkip. When you move, your footsteps create vibrations. Those vibrations are sound, which Geb picks up. So it's like they're kind of the same in this context. Nope, no shinies. I wonder if this hunt is going to be more infuriating than the shiny hunt for Wattrel. I think the Wattrel hunt was more infuriating than this. At least this kind of does stick out a little bit. But I mean, also they're underwater, so like, infuriating hunt. This is why most of these water hunts are going to be Masuda. I don't trust myself to spot Tynamo. So Tynamo I already know is going to be Masuda. I do not trust myself with a thing that small. Especially one that barely changes. Get Battle Watch Roll really easy. Outbreak somewhere. Oh, I had 2 Watch Roll. The thing that makes Watch Roll annoying is that it's flying. It isn't that it's by the water, it's just that it flies around. Yeah, because I had a Watch Roll and a Kilo Watch Roll outbreak on the same day, and that's how I got both of them. It wasn't that bad of a hunt, it was just kind of annoying. Yeah, I have a special disdain for aquatic shiny hunts. I have a very special disdain for them. But we keep on keeping on. Hey, glad you're feeling better, that dude. The water ones are annoying mostly because of the frame. Yeah, I mean, it's not just the frame drops. It's the frame drops in conjunction with the general game slowdown that doesn't actually affect your timer. That's the more annoying thing, is I could deal with the frame drops if it also slowed down your sandwich timer. So like, you know, your timer was a little bit longer, but you have the frame drops, which means timer goes down at the same rate as it normally does, but your playing ability is reduced. So you say have 30 minutes, but you're playing like maybe, say the game put like 60 FPS. I don't know the actual FPS of the game, but say the game is 60 FPS normally, but you're playing at like 55 FPS. You're still getting 30 minutes, but you're doing less ability to move around. That's more so what annoys me. But if it was like the same thing, it was like, okay, I have extended time to counterbalance it, that I wouldn't find as annoying. Yeah. But again, that's why it's a Masuda. We're doing one sandwich, and then we're just switching to Masuda hunt for the frickin' Scrub family. Yeah. But the thing is, that's one of the reasons why I like the idea of trying to go to an open world Pokemon game. I just think they need to iron out some of the kinks a bit more. But I think it's also more so down to just game engine limitations, because this is just a modified version of Sword and Shield's engine. It's... The game engine of Sword and Shield was not built to deal with things like this. So it's... You're pushing an engine well past what it was ever designed to be capable of doing. And I think that when we get, you know, the next successor console to the Switch, they're going to make a top-to-bottom new game engine for it. Oh, you didn't miss much, Stephanie. We just got Shiny Stonejourner. I have a theory that the whole reason this game just uses a modified Sword and Shield engine, well, technically it's a modified engine of Legends, but Legends game engine is a modified version of Sword and Shields, so it still tracks, is entirely because if they made a new engine for Legends, and they made a new engine for that would get reused for this game, they would still have lost so much money, because it would only been maybe like 2 games before they have to go make the game engine for the next game, which I am anticipating is going to be on the next console. I could be entirely wrong, but that is my present running hypothesis, that the next game is going to be on, next mainline game is going to be on the Switch, the Switch's successor console. But that will remain to be seen. No, those are not shiny. Again, it's like, the change is noticeable. It's much more red, but it's still kind of hard to tell in the water. It's very brown normally. Is the tricky part. It's brown, so we need to be looking for like, I mean, it's not like red, it's more like more purple. And the nose is also blue, so there's a few key differences, but not as many. Easy team: Iron Hands, Iron Bundle, Crest, Tornadus, Godengo, Rapid, or Shifu. I feel like you're gonna have some issues with Gastrodon there. You're gonna need Iron Bundle to delete Gastrodon, but I'm pretty sure Gastrodon was like are able to live a freeze dry. Or at the very least, they're being specced into living that orb, maybe just terrestrialize out of it. Gazardon feels like it's going to be a power player in this VGC series. It's just people are slow to readopt it because the loss of Scald. A YouTube short, and somehow it has gotten likes and told me they love me. Aww. That's interesting. That is, that's something. Tear your Gazardon, you're crazy. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me to terrestrialize a Gazardon. I mean, you gotta remember, Gazardon's a big priority target. That is a big target. And if that thing's able to take on a lot of the most threatening Pokemon, it might be worth terrestrializing it. Support terrestrialize, yes, not great theoretically, but if it wins, it wins. You know, it's like, if it wins, can you really argue with the results? I guess that's more my way of seeing things. It's like, Terra, you're 1 HP mod. I wouldn't say it's like that. I mean, Gazardon is still a very competent Pokemon on its own. It's just that it needs the deft hand to play it well. It's just something that is going to require a bit. I think that our thought process for Regulation D is going to need to be completely different than what our thought process was for the previous formats. Because beforehand, you didn't really have stuff with too much crazy things. I mean, Fluttermane is, let's be real, it's a beat stick. You know, it's big damage punch, which you don't really have things like automatic critting multi-hit moves that bypass sturdy, bypass sash. You didn't have things that bypass protect. You didn't have water being as strong as it used to be. So it's like, the entire thought process for this format is going to need to be rethought, because it's very, very different. So it's like, I wouldn't say it's as comparable to the previous formats as, say, Regulation C was comparable to Regulation B. Nope. King Gambit drop to Rock Bottom. I don't really think that King Gambit was too prominent beforehand. Does Freeze Dry count? Yes! Freeze Dry is 4 times super effective against it. Hey, Rave! We're hunting Scarlet. But we're doing, like, 1 hunt of Scarlet. And then after this, we're just going to be Masuda hunting it. Because I already don't care for aquatic shiny hunts. But I want to at least try to do, like, 1 hunt of it. Maybe if I ever get an outbreak of it, I'll do that. But predominantly, yeah, no, it's just going to be Masuda hunt eventually for this. Because it's very hard to spot. Very tricky thing to spot. Hey, Thunderous! I thought I wanted to... Yeah. That's why I love Gazardon, but also why I really love Freeze Dry, is because of the 4 times functional super effective against it. It's such a neat move. I almost wish there were more moves like Freeze Dry, but I get why there aren't more moves like Freeze Dry. And again, guys, if you haven't done so already, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. God, this is giving me Veluza Shiny Hunt flashbacks, which is never a good thing. I detested that Veluza Shiny Hunt. And it was even the same location, too. Granted, with Veluza, I had an outbreak, so that at least made it a little more tolerable. Yeah, it's just, it's so hard to spot it. It's so hard to spot, because the water also gives that thing a bit of a blue tint. But it's like, it's purple. I guess maybe the better... Well, no, then again, we couldn't just make... I couldn't just make a dragon sandwich. Because Dragalge always spawns in with a group of 4 Skrelp. Meaning the Skrelp would still be spawning in. So there's really no way of getting around it. Unless it is via Masuda, which is the goal. We already have the Clawitzer family. We already got that one. That was probably 4 or 5 months ago we got that. And yeah, I'm hearing the rain now. The thunder seems to have stopped. That's good. But the rain is very loud. The rain is very, very loud. Not seeing the shiny yet. Well, then we're probably not going to get a shiny, but... Jeez, the rain is so loud. It's like... Freaking heck. I do like the sound of rain, but when it's right against my window, it's very, very, like, unsettlingly loud. 2 speed control Pokemon good. I think it depends on what this 2 speed control Pokemon are. It's less of 1 or 2 is intrinsically better or worse. It's more a case of what are the speed control mon. Tornado's Iron Bundle. I mean, I feel like that's like Iron Bundle isn't really speed control as much as it is just a strong attacker that can do speed control. But I definitely see what you mean. I'd say it's fine to have 2 speed control Pokemon, because I generally run 2 support. Granted, my new strategy, new team is going to be probably getting rid of that 2 support one. But there's definitely a reason to consider it. I would say 2 speed control Tornadus and Iron Bundle would be good. For different purposes. And there's the rain picking up more. No shinies. Because I got Tornadus and Bundle. Presses for untrick room in your trick room. I mean, I feel like at that point it might just be better to like, make a somewhat trick room-ish part of your team. If you're using trick room. Because there's definitely reason to run anti-trick room. But... it also means you need to bring that specific Pokemon if you're encountering, or at least you think you're going to be encountering Trick Room, which overall reduces your flexibility because it makes you a bit more predictable for them to be able to counter you. Okay, Ranger, have a good nap. Have a good nap. All right, let's try and get, at the very least, one of these. Scrub and Dragalge, they weren't in Legends, were they? Gender shiny up for Wingull for the shiny thing. Really, I don't even Gulliver. Oh my gosh. Gulliver's Travel is fun. Nice. I'm not looking forward to shiny hunting the Wingull family. I honestly might make that an SOS chain shiny hunt back in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. Because this is going to be it's a living shiny dex across all the games. So we are working on our living shiny dex progress. But I have plans. Put on a flying sandwich. Found a really good spot where only Wingull spawns. I mean, it isn't so much as the Wingull spawns exclusively. It's just how small the change is. But yeah, where is the location? Midnight. Getting myself a challenge one on Legends. Nice. Welcome in, King Saras. No, it was SOS fit. It was SOS hunting, not chain fishing. But yes, you did hear SOS, Mudkip. One of my ideas for shiny hunting. Because that kind of piggybacks on my other idea, which was shiny hunting Eevee but shiny hunting Eevee in different ways for the rest of the Eevee, shiny Eevee family. So it's like one shiny Eevee from Masuda hunting, one shiny Eevee from SOS chain, one shiny Eevee from, say, space-time distortions in Legends, one shiny Eevee from Let's Go Catch combo. So like just different methods of hunting Eevee and whether you guys would be interested. I'll probably make that a short, as like a short poll. A short poll for that idea. SOS hunt win. At some point, Mudkip, I will eventually have an SOS chain shiny hunt. Again, remember, we did shiny SOS chain hunting for Bagon a while back. We did that a while ago. Yeah, I'll give a look at the area for where you find the Wingull. Because my only worry about Wingull is that it's a hard shine to notice because it's just the wings turn, the little bands turn green. Pelipper I know is a little easier to spot because it's the full tip of the wings, rather than just a single band of the wings. He's biting my feet. What? So what's the challenge run you're doing in Legends? It's not that bad, Julia. I will... Well, then again, I could spot Shiny Zapdos at first glance, so maybe it's not as bad as I thought. Let's have a little bit of a look-see at where this is. Okay. Okay, so it's right there. So is it where you are in-game, then? That little beach? Well, that beach... Okay. I guess we can go hunt that. I guess that is workable. That is a very workable location. I will have to go scout that at some point. Probably should have scouted this myself, but I also didn't expect us to get Stonejourner as quickly as we did, considering Stonejourner was being a shoe. Also, speaking of shoes... Speaking of shoes, the shiny reaction for Shiny Ho-Oh. That's finally going to be uploaded at some point soon. I've gotten around to editing it, and it will be posted soon. Because, yes, we did finally get Shiny Ho-Oh last month, and it is time for you guys to see the reaction. After all those months, literally over a year and a half of that stupid shiny hunt. And it's finally over. So, because what I did yesterday, this is what I said I was going to go do yesterday after we ended off stream, was go in and just start going on a massive editing spree. Because what I needed to do is I needed to clear out enough space on my PC to be able to render and export after Alterna the final level of Splatoon 3. So that full video was massive and I didn't have the space for it. So what I needed to do was edit some other things, delete the raw footage, so I could then upload even more. Because for some reason the raw footage actually takes up less space than the exported video. For some weird reason. They fly a lot, but also land. You can just see. Yeah. So, is the entire spot on land strictly, or do you have to go in the water for more spawn locations? For Wingull. And again, guys, if you haven't done so, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. I'll put together some more shorts and compilations and stuff like that. Half land, half water. Okay. So at the very least, I can picnic reset it. That's not terrible for picnic resetting. Because for me, more the issue is the picnic resetting. Rather than the actual swimming portion. 5'4", Mudkip. I am of average United States male height. I'd have to look on my fifth attempt. Yeah, it took me significantly longer, but also took me significantly longer because I just don't use the squid surge. There is... I mean, also the controller just simply was not working correctly. I had to recalibrate this control. I had to recalibrate, well, not this controller, the other controller a couple of times. There's a range. There's a range. How tall is the boomer? How tall is Sly without the fedora? Important to say, he can't count the fedora. He cannot include the fedora in that height. Maybe it's because I have S rank already. Maybe. Yeah, I also don't really play Splatoon as much. So, like, I enjoy Salmon Run. I am a fan of Salmon Run. But I'm not as much like a Splatoon turf warrior. If you're asking me, say, the tallest... No, he'll say he's 6 foot. He'll say he's 6 feet tall, not 5'11". Because that's what everyone does. That was actually a study that people did. Was they had people they checked to see if people say, oh, you know, I'm 6 foot. No, I'm 5'11". I'm 5'10". They actually did a study on that. Like, if it's a slash 2, laughing. Exactly. Dang it, no sparkles. Dang it, no sparkles. Oh, did any of the mods go grab Midnight's Link? Not Midnight. Did any of the mods go grab Ember's Link? Come on, you stupid little sea dragon. Can I at least get one of you shiny? It would entirely be worth it for this one sandwich if I just at least get one of them shiny. But I'm not, because they're being shoes. I guess it's just water types in general, like not sparkling. I mean, it was Greninja, Sobble took a long time. Well, then again, yeah, this is Whiplash for the shiny Vaporeon happening so easily. When I didn't even want them is the other main part. It's RNG Whiplash. Come on. Nope. We got a minute and a half left. Here my height, that could be a hug height. Is kind of it. Yeah, I'm surprised Kleavor's not as good as I thought it would be. But I guess it's more a case of, with Urshifu existing, it's harder to use Kleavor. Which I'm perfectly okay with, because it means I don't need to deal with Kleavor. I don't need to deal with that just absolute nightmare thing. Yeah, I played Smash Ultimate. I just don't really enjoy playing Smash Ultimate when, like, I'm in the room alone. For me, what makes games like Smash is being in the same room as the people I'm playing with. Doing over a voice call just, it doesn't feel the same to me. Used to be Samus. It was Samus and Pit back in Brawl. But then, they changed Pit's controls. I don't like the change they made to Pit's controls. So I just stick with Samus. The main girl, Samus. The best character in all of Smash. And I will die on that hill. Big fan of Samus. shoulder pads of doom and all. I mean, obviously the actual Samus. The only one Samus can have shoulder pads that Giga Chad. Only the original. Not that Metroid. I do not like Smash 4 Pit. I prefer Brawl Pit. Yeah, auto build is not practical, really. Okay, so we did not get the shiny Scarlet. We're going to switch over to some other hunt. It is. It's a neat power-up, but it's mostly useful for, like, if you have, like, an excess of Zonite. I never played Smash 4, Mudkip. I never owned a Wii U, and I didn't get the 3DS version, because I didn't get a 3DS until, like, 5 years ago. 5 years ago? Yeah, 5 years ago. That's when I got it. Smash 4 walked so Ultimate could run. I mean, that's just the Wii U as a whole. Or as a... The Wii U was a tech demo prototype for the Switch. Didn't miss much. Yeah. It's like, the Wii U was a freaking prototype, unfinished Switch. Okay, so let's look for what else to hunt. I don't even know what to hunt at this point now. Stonejourner. I mean, I need to hunt Bossly, but I can do that. What can I hunt? Yeah, just my headphones. Didn't need to worry about that. Okay, let's look at what we can get in Scarlet Violet, 'cause I need to figure out what to hunt. Because it's like, can't hunt Espeon right now, because it's during the night. And I hate that it's a daytime exclusive spawn. I don't trust myself to hunt Pikachu. I don't trust myself. I guess we could do... I guess I could do Psychic types and just try and figure out what Psychic type I need for process of elimination. Because I think I need at least one Hypno. Okay. I can vibe with a shiny Psychic hunt. So that way we can just switch over to shiny hunting Espeon later. I can vibe with that. Wow, the Gothita family has a very limited spawn area. You could spot Shiny Zapdos. I could spot Shiny Zapdos because it was a larger thing to look at. That's the key difference. We've already gotten Satado, we've already gotten the Gengar family. We've already gotten a lot of... I'm thinking of... I need to find my my Pokedex thing for my Living Shiny Dex, just to paste that to Link. So let's see, what is a shiny sandwich for Psychic? We're not hunting shiny Gimmighoul. We are not doing shiny Gimmighoul, Stephanie. Psychic. Onions. I have those. I have that. Alright, so... Okay, Gothita's like right around here. Not bad. Hunt non Sudowoodo. Yes. Non-pseudo shiny Sudowoodo. We already have a shiny Sudowoodo. I only need Bonsly. I just need Bonsly. But I have a plan for that in the future. You just use Garrett to raise me for the Wingles. No, I have a plan for that when I have like other shiny flying types I need to go hunt and figure out. I have plans, but it's like I need a more cohesive idea. The other reason why I'm doing the Psychic type hunt is that when this ends, I can immediately pivot over to shiny hunting Espeon during the day. Because I still need to get shiny Espeon. Or as I know one of Landon's viewers likes to call it, Shrek-speon. Which is just one of the greatest names ever. If we end up getting this, like, if we end up getting the Espeon, if we end up getting the entire Gothita family, then I will go for Wingull. So that is the incentive for the shiny to appear. I will go hunt Wingull if we get the Espeon and we get the whole Gothita family. That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. That's the plan. That is the very plan. I have plan. I'll race for the night. Yeah, no. Nah. Alright, so let's see. Gothita. Yeah, Gothita's shiny. The eyes stick out. Yep, there we go. I just hope it's not a daytime exclusive spawn. I just hope it is not day exclusive spawn. Arena Trap, of course. Ohio player that cheated in a Smash Bros. Tournament. I did not. Mostly because I don't really pay much attention to Smash things. But you got to explain. You have to explain that, dude. Alright, where is this Gothita? I hope the Gothita is not a day exclusive spawn. Which I'm beginning to suspect it is. Yeah, I think it's a daytime exclusive. Let's see. Day. So I'm not seeing any day-night cycle. No, there is... No, it is not. Why is it not appearing? Unless it is exclusive to one game. I swear, if Gothita is an exclusive to Scarlet or Violet, I'm gonna flipping lose my mind. I am gonna absolutely lose my mind. Gothita. Nope, it's in both games. So why is it not appearing unless it's exclusively underground? So where the freak is the Gothita? Cerebee's map says it is right here. Cerebee's map says it is here. And I have a Psychic Empower sandwich. It's like, yes, Encounter Power Psychic. So why is it not appearing? I have done all of the correct things. And yet it is not doing the thing. What is going on? This is weird. It makes no sense. It says it's here. And that's... You're thinking of the evolved form. Not the first stage. The first stage appears here. There it is. I knew it appeared here. Some random player at the tournament stole the game disc cartridge and made tests and found the higher player cheated. Banned. How do you cheat at Smash? Like that I think is a question I think needs answering more. Is how do you cheat at Smash? The other thing is why. The funny thing is that the Smash competitions just can't even play Smash Bros. In Ohio. Ohio player cheated. It's like, the funny thing is that Nintendo officially does not recognize any Smash competitions because it's not supposed to be a competitive game. It's supposed to be like a fun party game you just play with your friends. Which is the funniest thing. That is like, it's not meant to be competitive. It's meant to just be the silly game you play with your friends. So we are looking for the little red-eyed monster. There we go. It's a very limited spawn area. That is a very limited spawn area. Holy crap. At the very least, it is a little pinker. I can't even play that. That's something. The sandwich animations is pretty drop. I'm not showing. See, I don't really care much for Sprigatito. I'm not a cat person. Cats and I have never gotten along. So I don't really understand what people see in Sprigatito. Because cats have only ever gone into basically kill mode when they see me. The cats seem to like actively seek to attack me. The good thing is that now we can at least go hunt Espeon. So now it is switching over into morning. Alright. So now we wrap this up. We go hunt Espeon now. Which is good, because that's what I wanted to be hunting. Alright, Espeon. Shiny's over here. Sorry, one got the Wingull. If it's not, that's the problem. Well, I just made the sandwich. Metapro Meta Knight is a I never really understood what it was about Meta Knight Brawl. It's like, okay, but I guess this is like the way that I see like things that are broken is like if I can play Meta Knight and I can still get clowned on by people, that's not broken. Broken is basically like auto win button. If I'm playing Meta Knight and I just keep getting clowned on by people, like that's not a broken character. They can't just like insta win. You still need to know what you're doing. So I was like, I mean, again, fan tier lists is a thing. Alright. Now we are here. Let's get looking for the Espeon. Let's get looking for the Espeon. It just needs to spawn in. Because I know this is where I found them before. I know this is where I have found them before. So, appear Espeon. Because I would ideally like to get the shiny. I would ideally like to get the shiny. If you would appear. See, I was setting up my my shiny Espeon hunt one day when I found... There it is. Yeah. I was setting up my shiny Espeon hunt. So I had the Espeon outbreak. And I found a shiny Krogunk. That was insane because he had 4 recoveries. Was tiny, negative frame, data, agile. I have no idea what any of that means. All of that goes right over my head, that dude. You're gonna need to dumb it down for my smooth brain. One sandwich left. Hunt again. Hunt Iron Jugulus if you can. If you can't, I got no clue what to hunt. Hey Lionheart! One of the mods go grab Lionheart's link. How are you doing? So what were you shiny hunting for again, Go Looper? Well, what was the shiny hunt that was going so over odds? How you doing? And also happy belated birthday, Lionheart. I already have one. I got no idea what to hunt that's a flying type that you don't have, Midnight. I am useless. Alright, Shrek's Beyond up here. Get the green cat dog generic thing. Oh, well, the thing is, Sneasler is already Hisuian. Hisuian and Sneasler is redundant. Always happy to help, Lionheart. Always happy to help. Now, give me the stupid Espeon. We couldn't get Skrelp. So I would ideally like to get at least one target today. Speaking of target, my new controller should be here in 2 days. Brain is smush. Brain paste. My brain is always paste as well, so I feel with that. I can feel with that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna make that shorts video thing where it's gonna be, making a short say, yeah, we're gonna be shiny hunting Espeon and shiny hunting the Eevee family. You guys vote on what method we use to hunt which member of the Eevee family shiny. So that's gonna be a thing I'm gonna do. No, it's just it's a turbo controller. You have to remember, Lionheart, I am functionality over form. I go for what gets the job done as good as something else. So it's like I don't go for form over function. Which again is kind of funny considering I am shiny hunting. But for me it's more about the functionality. So it's like if I can get a controller that looks exactly like a Tears, if I can get like a regular stock controller that has no print on it and it's like $15, then like the Tears of the Kingdom one is like 50. It's like, yeah, no, I'm going with the stock one. I don't have Talonflame. Go hunt Fletchling then. Get the final thing for Talonflame. Hello there, Rosie. How you doing? How you doing? Espeon. Want TOTK controller. What does the TOTK controller even look like? Hello, Anakin. How you doing? Where'd you go? I got my Fletchling in like the first area, right before you go to it's the area where you fight Nemona with the Terastallized Electric Pawmi. That area where you get like the Bound Suite with all the little ponds. Right before the big gate of Mezagoza. Yes, that means TOTK is coming back. That does mean Tears of the Kingdom will be returning. Yeah, that's what I do. Hey, Gayla. Shrek's-Beyond appeared. I manifest the Shrek's-Beyond game. I want at least one of these shinies. I have a flying sandwich, though. I know Hoppip's there. You can only afford to phase the family. I mean, I'm pretty sure Hoppip is everywhere. I don't really think there's a route that Hoppip does not appear on. Maybe there is. But I've generally noticed Hoppip in most areas. Apparently you can use the control stick to just clown on basically every mini-boss, including the Ganon final battle. Because you can launch yourself off of the control stick. And you can just launch yourself into bullet time over and over and over again. And you just clown on bosses. Like, Gloom Hands will not attack you if you are inside of a control stick. Or they're very slow to attack you, at least. And it's kind of hilarious. Yeah, it's like, it's so the control stick is the most powerful build item in the entire game. For reasons beyond being able to use to build a tank. Okay, Medali is not the play. Getting loads of bomber. Yeah. There's too many flying type things around Medali. Maybe if you made a fighter sandwich to get Fletchinder is the second stage, right? Yeah, Anubis is a stand. It's a stand without a user. You just break the sword in half and it just can't do anything. So, if you break the blade off of Anubis, is it the handle of the sword that's the thing? There is Espeon! Dude, that filled my water. There's the Shrexpeon! There is the Shrexpeon! Get back here, Shrexpeon! Ah. I don't think you have any recoil moves. But I also know you don't have magic bounce. Again, guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Come on. You are indeed here. I swallowed my burger and almost choked. I mean, that was me when hunting Zoro, except I was drinking water and almost choked on the water. Alright, Shrexpeon, get in the ball. Borgar. Borgar is good. And that is a Shrexpeon catch. That is a Shrexpeon right there. Fun. Verdonia. Not marked. Hey, Eevee with the lurks. Welcome in, Eevee. You just missed us catch a shiny Espeon. Drop his water bottle. Oh, trust me, I've already clipped it. I have my replay buffer running, Kayla. My replay buffer is running in the background. Alright, not bad. Not bad. It's useful. Okay. That means we're going back to the... That means we're going back to hunting for, Gathita. Yeah, so... I mean, I guess after this... We're gonna go for Wingull then. Got a deal. It was a deal. Oh wow. Gotharita's an even smaller dude. Hey Ruby! You just missed me get a shiny Espeon. You missed us get the Shrexpeon. But at the very least, we're done with like some of the annoying daytime spawns. I despise the day-night exclusive spawns. I guess I'm probably gonna need to go and make a list of what are daytime, nighttime exclusive, and then work on hunting those. Because remember what we did with Ghastly was we hunted Ghastly during the night in-game, and then we Masuda hatched eggs during the day. And then when it switched over back to night, we would make it a sandwich, and then we would go back to hunting. So I might need to go do something like that again. Meanwhile, as we look for the little bobblehead that could. Why did that Galthita just like vanish out of existence? Oh, that's why it vanished out of existence. Why did they put even a spawn there for it if it just turns into a different area? It makes no sense. No, do I hunt the Suian Fluffo or Suian Blue Gastron? Oh, a Suian Growlithe? Is that what you mean with the Suian Fluffo? Always the Fluffo. It is always hunt the Fluffo. We are big fans of the Fluffo. Yeah, part 3 drags on a bit. I think it's more so part 3 just feels longer because part 1 and part 2 are so short. Phantom Blood like 9 episodes, isn't it? And then Battle Tendency is like 12. Because both part 1 and part 2 in total are like half the size of Stardust Crusaders. Mario's forward aerial. Not really. Remember, I don't really play Smash Bros, so I don't really have much experience with really feeling it. Hop-Ips everywhere. Simple. Destroy the Hop-Ips. Swat them out of the air. Just swat the little... No, they're not even cotton balls yet, because they turn to cotton balls later. Just swat them out of the air, little propeller heads. But one could say, get to the Choppa when trying to shiny hunt them. Yeah, but 1, 2 is 20, so that was, yeah, it's so short. And then you got, you know, Stardust Crusaders, which is like 40-something part episode series. I mean, it's mostly good. There's maybe 2 episodes out of the entirety of Stardust Crusaders I kind of don't care for. Which I think is that's good. Which I would say is decidedly not a bad thing. I used to not really like Golden Wind as much as I did, and then I was like, no, I actually really like fighting Golden Wind now. Same with Diamond is Unbreakable. I didn't care for Diamond is Unbreakable at first. I was like, no, I can appreciate Diamond is Unbreakable now. Okay, no, it's not shiny. For a second, I thought that was shiny. But it was not. But it was not. Yeah, it's very hard to spot shiny just because... It's a very hard to spot shiny because the only difference is just the eyes. What is that? Oh, it's Dr. Legs. What are the Stardust Crusaders episode? Fight's not fun. It's episodes. It is the Sethin. Don't care for those episodes. And Bastet. Those are the ones I don't care for those. To a degree, kind of Dan of Steel, but that's just because it feels they were kind of making stuff up to let the stands shrink down to fight it. Yeah. It's like... I think it's more so the Sethin fight just goes on for too long. If it was a single episode, I don't think it would be as bad. It just... It overstays. I think more so that's a problem with, like, it being intercut with the Bastet fight. So it's like they both feel like they overstay their welcome. Because every one of the other, like, 2-part fights, like, you know, multi-part fights, like, they feel... Yeah, that makes sense. But just those 2, I just don't think they needed to be as long as they were. So I just end up skipping. Like, the only part of the Sethin fight that I, like, actually stick around and watch for is just the part where Jotaro decks him in the face. That is the only part I just skip to that part. Because that part is just awesome. Because, like, no, even as a kid, he just didn't care. Cosplay a boomer. You can never escape at midnight. You can never escape that. Yeah, pretty awesome. Sad we didn't see the stuff in the Virgos Factors. That would have been so cool if they had, you know, part 2 Joseph Joestar in part 3. I'd say Goldengo's still pretty good. Because, like, if you want to see that idea done well, Alex, I recommend watching Batman Beyond. Because there's an episode of Batman Beyond, which the writers of the series is, like, flat out admitted they just wanted to have an episode where you've got new Batman Terry McGinnis and old classic Batman Bruce Wayne just working together. They did it just for that. And it's like, and it works in story, which is the best part. I mean, the whole of Batman Beyond is just great. Like, I mean, Batman Beyond just as a series is fantastic. It's like, the only thing about Batman Beyond I don't like is that if you actually have seen anything of Batman Beyond, it kind of makes so much of Justice League and Justice League Unlimited just absolutely soul-crushing. He's like, yeah, no, he still ends up alone and bitter. But it's still a heartwarming series. Hey, Roast! Hey, Roast, don't forget. Secret Joestar technique. Yes, running away. I mean, it works. How many villains did Joseph actually win by running away? So it's like, it does work. It just doesn't always work. Why are you saying that? I mean, it's true though, is the thing. That, I mean, they think it's true. So it's like, that's why they said. But how you doing? How you doing, Roost? How is Roost doing? Strike of running away. It's like so much of Part 2's enjoyability just comes from how charismatic young Joseph Joestar is. He's just so entertaining to watch. Told me not to lie and only tell the truth. Plus, she used to be 10 years mod. Ah, 10 year. Australia is a state. That I will always remember that Australia is a state. Why do you find that you joined Meta Stream and that stuff? I mean, to be fair, you invite that midnight. You invite the comment. Part 2 is great. I struggle to rank all the parts, because, like, Part 2 is great, because just young Joseph Joestar is great. But it's like, also, Stardust Crusaders is great, because, you know, old Joseph Joestar is also great. But then it's also like, Diamond is Unbreakable is also real good, and Golden Wind is also really, really good. I don't care for Stone Ocean, though. It's gonna be funny. At least you're honest, Roost. At the very least, I appreciate the honesty. The brutal honesty as much as it is. I'm not spoon-fed, Kayla. If I was spoon-fed, I would have gotten the freaking shiny Scarlet. I mean, do the meta. No. That worked once. The surprise of that only would work once, Mudkip. Next time we do it, Tinier would know to expect it. So we couldn't get the same kind of comedy value out of it. We need to rate Tinier with the United Australia state. I love how his reaction to that was basically telling Sly to take down that short. Like, we've all got those moments like that. Mine's the fish. Sly's is the bomb barrel. Tins was Australia. We've all got those moments that will forever be immortalized. Oh wait, wrong thing. Okay, no, I thought one of those was shiny. It's not. Nope. Sly's got several. The new metronome. I've seen Mew with metronome. Mew gets everything. So I've seen metronome Mew. I'm pretty sure metronome Mew is like the meta thing on metronome teams because of how even its stat distribution is. Nothing, you know, everything can kind of be decent on it. Yeah, Sly has several. I love the way that you say that, just exasperated intact. It's just ... after several. You can't get me. Bonk. Remember midnight. We take the comments we can because they're very low-hanging fruit. Hi, Foxy Lady. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. We've gotten 2 shinies already. We've got the shiny Espeon. I left the hardest of the lava one. The lava one just... How do you accidentally throw the stick into the lava? How? I just have several questions about that one. It's like, what was going through his head? I guess the answer for that is nothing was going through his head at that point. I am forehead. I am indeed the forehead. I am the one who foreheads. We are the one who forehead. Yep. Exactly. There's so much comedy value that exists. There's so much comedy value. In the short he put up, my wife laughing at my failures because you can hear me cackling. You need to make it. You need to have Sly make a compilation video of just all the hilarious failures. You need to make Sly make a compilation of those while he is collecting eggs. So that way he can actually do something while collecting eggs, so he doesn't make you collect eggs again. Spoon-fed and forehead. No, I'm not spoon-fed and forehead. I am just the forehead. If I was spoon-fed, I would have the shinies already. If I was spoon-fed, I'd have my shinies. But I don't. Forehead, spoon-fed. You do it. I don't have the shinies that are taking me a long time to get, Foxy, is the thing. I don't have the annoying shinies. Which that's what I'm after. Alright, we're looking for the bird. We're looking for the Wingull. Don't think Legends Arceus likes me anymore. I tried throwing an Ultra Ball to Ninetales in an outbreak. Got a Rost bear from catching a Vulpix, and that angered it. Yikes. Legends does be smooth brain at times. You're not wrong on that, Mudkip. Oh, we already know I would lose Midnight. That's not a race. That's Mudkip just default winning. It's not even worth doing. I am also going to need to buy some more onions after this. Not my onions. I'm going to need to buy some more tomatoes after this. Noted. Go grab the Switch. Ah, fun. Fine. Just remember, Midnight, Sly calls these things prosciutto. He called them prosciutto. Might have to get 2 to win because I don't have the charm. Alright, I can deal with that. I need 2 of them anyway. I need 2 regardless. So I can vibe with that. I can vibe with that. Alright, let's go. Flying counterpart, there we go. Gotta defend him, 1, because I didn't even know that word existed beforehand. It's not a word, it's a food! It is a food! Alright, we're looking for the green wings. I mean, maybe the only reason I knew that is because I'm Italian. So I have had prior exposure to the salty ham. So where is it supposed to be, like, the easy spawn farming for this? Or is it just, like, right here? Alright, we are looking for a Wingle. Riveting shiny hunt of looking for the bird. I mean, who knows? I might actually make a competitive rain team after this. I might make a competitive rain team. They tend to spawn on the beach if you go a little ways away. I guess maybe a good idea would be just go into the cave and come out of the cave. Good idea would just be pop in here. And then spawn that way. Okay. Okay, that works. Okay, yeah, that works. It's weird. They spawn further away from where you are when you set things. I guess it kind of makes sense that that happens, but it is weird. I guess maybe if you're looking straight into the water, it kind of helps with identifying the color. But also, not really. Yeah, it's not the easiest thing in the world to spot. But we are just looking for the bird. The bird that is indeed the word. On the beach, put the bread on, somehow didn't lose anything. There's no reason to ever put the bread on the sandwich. I sometimes do it for OCD reasons. But yeah, I think there's a few very specific sandwich compositions where the bread is actually relevant to getting the right power-up boost. But it's very, very few. That'd be the same. Now the idiot for the green is a lot lighter to actually bands a less defined ones move. Wait, what did you mean about saying what, Midnight? About the weird thing about the spawn distance being further away from where you are, or what? So I did lose something. I got catch power. Ooh, rip. Ripperino. The cappuccino. Only put the Bradfords. Yeah. Because if everything is stable and it won't fall, I will put it on. But if it's like, okay, I don't trust that this thing will hold up, I don't put it on. Because I don't want to risk it. So you said that the bands on the wings look less defined on the green one? Ash is here. She would get cows. She would. Ash would. She would. Ash enjoys watching me suffer, just as all of you do. Come on. Those aren't green, are they? No, they're not green. Water despawned. The water just despawning when you look at it at the wrong angle. That always amuses me. That you can just deload the entirety of the ocean. Why is there no music here? I just realized that. Is it intentional that there's just no music playing? Just let me mess up the sandwich. So what was the one piece of Glaceon research you were missing? I guess maybe the beach just doesn't have music for some reason because it's a cutscene area. Because, like, there's music right here. Yeah, the music just cuts out. Or if it does, it's very, very faint. That's weird. Very, very weird. Sound. Because, like, these areas, they don't have... These areas don't have music. And the water just deloads. Just deload the ocean out of existence. We delete the ocean. EV outbreak right after I use my ice stone. Yikes. Secret beach is too secret for music to find it. It's not a secret! It's a required area at the start of the game! The game forces you to go to the beach first! It's like the textbook opposite of a secret area. Nope. I guess I probably should just do a Wingull outbreak over here. At some point. No! No secret tunnel. No singing that song midnight. I enjoy Avatar: The Last Airbender, but no to that song. That song is like nails on a blackboard for me. So other than the wings having a green band on them instead of blue, what else changes about Shiny Wingull, or is that just it? Does the beak not look any different? I like how they're just hovering in midair. Like they're just suspended by a string. Flustering you is simply very enjoyable. Exactly, but see, that's why I do it to Sly. You understand why we do it to Sly, then. Blue and tells is green, but that also is... There's blue on Wingull's tail? Oh yeah, I guess there is. I have very limited Generation 3 Pokemon experience. So I don't really know what most of them look like. I'm not too... It's like there's music here in the battle. I think that the beach doesn't have any music. To teach this lesson to you, old man. So what you're saying is the price is wrong. That you need to re-educate him. Eventually he will become the price is right. Deliver some experience and evolve him. Evolve him into Pelican. The Pelican. Come on, you little bird. Show me the sparkles already. I guess water shiny hunts today just want to be a shoe. The water hunts all desire to be shoes today. I guess it'd be a pillow, because, you know, feather pillow. Nope, not seeing it. Nope, those are blue. The Fluffo goes single leg over odds. It's getting shadow. No, doggos should never be shadow realmed. Doggos are good beans. All doggos are good beans. All doggos are goodest of bean. I see now. Okay, the green is a bright green. It's like a lime. Okay. That now that I know what it looks like, that should be easier to spot. Cause yeah, I see what you mean now, Midnight. By like, it's less defined. Cause it's bright green. Cause the blue is not dark, but there's some substance to it. You know, the white kind of washes out the green. You almost can't tell where the green begins and the white ends. So that is actually helpful. That is actually extremely beneficial to me. I almost thought that one right there was a shiny, but nope. Almost thought that one was shiny, but no, it was not. Now, give me my shiny Wingull game. I know I had a shiny Wingull in my Pokemon Go, but I think what I'm actually going to be doing with my Pokemon Go shinies is the same thing that I did with my Go shinies when it came to Sword and Shield, and that's just like do giveaways of them every so often. And I'm probably not going to be counting my Go shinies for my living shiny decks, with the exception of my Melmetal family shiny, because that is the only way to have acquired it, and I do have shiny Melmetal. Yeah, I have a shiny Meltan and a shiny Melmetal. If you've watched our Let's Go series, you would know that we have a shiny Melmetal, not Meltan, on our Let's Play team for Let's Go. The only thing about Melmetal that I don't like in Let's Go is it doesn't have Iron Fist. And you really notice it not having Iron Fist. It really doesn't do that much damage. You know, Melmetal's damage is just weak sauce. Contrast. That is the word. I'm not a color theory person. I'm functionality, not form. I am. Oh wait. Wingull is swimming. Undersea Wingull. It is master of land and sea and air. It is terrifying. They've evolved. They've evolved gills. They have become... They are evolving. The most powerful bird in existence. Ah, Wingull. I mean, some would agree that Wingull is probably the most powerful bird in the series because of its ability to, well, not Wingull, but like Pelipper, because of its ability to turn into, well, because Pelipper gets the rain setting ability, rain setting is really good. But that was also when Scald still existed, to which it does not anymore. Which on the one hand is a bit of a double-edged sword that Scald is no longer a move that exists. Because, well, exists, but like, nothing gets it anymore. Other than Volcanion. Because now what it does, it frees up a move slot. Because Pelipper is one Pokemon that I knew did suffer from 4 MMS, 4 move slot syndrome. Oh, 4 MSS, not 4 MMS. Where it just had so many moves, and it couldn't carry all the moves it wanted. But now with the removal of Scald from its moveset, it doesn't have as much pressure, because now it can, you know, of course, remove one move from its thing and has a freed up move slot. Use your Starfinger. Didn't they just stop using Starfinger after... I remember like halfway through Stardust Crusaders, they just stopped using Starfinger. Other than doubles. It is. It's like Hurricane, Tailwind, Protect, Wide Guard. There's before there was Scald. There's so many things you could put on a Pelipper, and it's just deciding what to carry and spec it into was the hardest thing, because it can do so many things decently well. Yeah, it is interesting, though, that you didn't really see Pelipper all that much in Series 6. Well, after Torkoal and the Paradoxes from the past came a lot better. You didn't really see Pelipper because it's just better to run Sun. It's better to run something that can deal with Fluttermane and run Fluttermane and Torkoal than it is to not. It's like the same thing that was with Primal Groudon. It was better to run something you know everyone is going out of their way to hard counter and destroy, because it is just that good. As opposed to not running it and giving up that power. I mean, he's only used it like... Exactly. They barely use Starfinger at all. Because after, oh yeah, he gets Zawaldo, and then just Starfinger becomes completely obsolete. Starfinger was just the range. Because he first used it against Dark Blue Moon, or Deep Blue Moon. And then... I don't remember any other time he used Starfinger. We were like, I get to the imagining, yeah, you know, extendable fingers that could just telescope out for like, you know, long distance. I could imagine a couple of usages for that. Like, oh, this thing that's just slightly out of reach, Starfinger. Use it like basically long distance tweezers. Like, the extreme way the audio just cuts out right there. It's kind of funny. Gulliver is marked. What is the mark that Gulliver the bird has? Gullibird. Too bad Jotaro can't just summon Iggy anytime. Star Iggy. That was a great moment. It's like Jotaro isn't a meathead. And I think that's probably my favorite part about the character, is that you think just looking at him at first, he'd be the dumb meathead muscle team. Like, no, he's legitimately very smart. It's just, it's easier for him to beat problems into submission because of Star Platinum than it is to, like, use intelligence in the same way that Joseph has to. Because freaking Hermit Purple can't do anything, really, for battle. Dawn, he's the early riser. So I guess you could say midnight. The early bird catches the earthworm. Probably a timid nature for boosted speed is what you would want on a Pelipper. Because you generally want Pelipper to be fast. So maximum speed. Because most Pelipper, I'm pretty sure, go like max speed, maybe like max HP or max special attack, and then just like focus sash. But I've also never really used Pelipper myself, so I can't vouch for that. No. No Mudkip. No. I will not be silenced. More swimming Wingull! There's 2 of them! They're multiplying! 3 of them! The birds! The swimming Wingull are multiplying! They will eventually overtake all of land and sea and air. The Birdemics. They're plotting to take over the world. They've already mastered air and sea. Got 2 Gumi. The birds are undergoing mitosis. They just divide in half. The swimming Wingull just splits into 2, just divides. Just spontaneous duplication after eating enough food. But, and yet, we still don't have our shiny. And yet, we don't have our shiny. I do think we are hitting less than the 23 necessary per minute because of the awkward location. But not that bad of an odds. Not that bad. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Caleb. Gulliver is lucky. I mean, the luck had to go somewhere, Midnight. The luck had to go somewhere. Because, like, we clearly know the luck is not with me today. Cough, cough. All of the non-shiny sandwiches we've done. It almost might be easier to shiny hunt for Pelipper just back at Dynamax Adventures. Okay, no, that's not really. It would not be easier to hunt back in Dynamax Adventures. But almost might be. Yeah, almost. I can't... You've already used up all the luck, Midnight. I can't take the luck back. It's already been used. The viewers always consume the luck. The luck is consumed by the viewers. Take the rat nugget. No, I mean, we already got a bunch of nuggets from the Gimme Ghoul raids, Midnight. I'm not a nugget. We've already gotten them from the Gimme Ghoul. Gimme Ghoul is literally just a pinata to knock the money items out of it. Nope. No green band wings. No, you cannot get Pelipper and Ultra Wormholes. Because I believe Wingull is a regular spawn in there. And the Ultra Wormholes are exclusively stuff that are not in the game. I am a dunce. I am indeed a dunce. Again, guys, if you haven't done so already, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. Nope, no shinies, no sparkles. Yeah, I'm probably going to end off after this sandwich, though, because there is still the thunder going right now. They're diving into the water. The Wingull are diving. Yeah, I'll probably be... Because, like, I can play the Switch, like, just undock it and play handheld, but it's like the computer is more so the thing, where I need to, like, shut the thing down in case, like, lightning strikes something. You know, it's time for me to go to bed. Stream starting at 4. What's he doing today? Is he going for Sprigatito again to try and get his 7th male Sprigatito shiny? Or is he going Tears of the Kingdom, you can't get me, and then the tree immediately hammer bonks him? Yeah, you might have been thinking of Swanna. Might have been Swanna. But yeah, we're probably... I kind of want to do some Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon shiny hunts again. Hey man, Red, how you doing? Again, guys, if you haven't done so already, please don't forget to leave a like and sub. And also make sure you guys are still subscribed, because we've been getting sub-purged like crazy lately. So this is something that I kind of want to mention. Every time that I upload videos, it seems YouTube purges people. Because I uploaded like 30 videos yesterday, and I lost like 2 subs. And I've been keeping track. And it was immediately when I uploaded them. And I've been keeping track for, you know, several months. Because it's been happening where it's like, okay, I upload something, and then right after, sub purge. And I was like, okay, so don't upload stuff one at a time anymore. Upload them all in bulk. And it still happens. Like, this is a bit worrying. So, if I do say a bit frequently, and it does get a little bit grating, that's the reason. Because it happens a lot. And it is infuriating. Because it doesn't seem like that much. Like, okay, if you upload, 3 times a week, which we do, you do like 1 or 2 each time you do that. Over the course of, a month, that's what, 3 a week times 4 weeks. That's so 10 to 20, 12 to 15 subs over the course of an entire month. And over time, that really adds up. Yeah, it's very, very weird that it happens, like, only when uploading. It's at no other time. It is exclusively when uploading. So I'm wondering if, like, is it, like, an accident within the algorithm? Is it just bad timing? But it's something that I've been tracking for months. And it's, over the last 4 months, it's only been when I upload something that it happens. So it's like, why is it happening? I don't know, like, if they to send in something to someone. It's like, yeah, this has been happening. What's going on with it? Yeah, it's like to put in perspective, imagine it's like if, a larger creator, they took in, like, 1,000 subs, a month. And then they lose, like, 100. Like, it's proportionally a massive amount. And it's one of those things where it's like, if we are losing them and we're getting purged because we're uploading, but we can only make content by uploading or streaming, then it's counterintuitive. So it's like, it's this very weird thing. So it's like, if you guys have like been noticing the same thing, like anytime you guys upload stuff, like, just make sure to check before and after, like, 2 minutes after you finish uploading everything. Just like refresh your analytics thing, and just, make note. Because if it's not just happening to me, that's a bit worrying. It's like technology at times. Technology at times is worrisome. And this is gonna be the last sandwich for today. I think tomorrow, I don't know what we're gonna be doing. I'm debating possibly going to some Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon stuff, because we still do need to get back to our Poipo shiny hunt. And, some other stuff. But yeah, this was a good day. This was a good day. It does feel like the algorithm, they changed the algorithm lately, it feels, because videos have been behaving weird in terms of views lately. So it's a bit of a weird thing. But that is all for today. Let's go find someone to raid. And we did not get our shiny bird, unfortunately, today. I wanted to get at least one shiny Wingull. But we did end up getting the Stonejourner. We did end up getting the Espeon. The Shrexpeon. So that's at least good. Like, the other thing is, like, it displays people as being live when they're not live. Let's go raid someone. Ooh, do we raid Zed? Let's go raid Zed. Let's go raid Zed. Actually, let's raid Zed because he's on rookie numbers for his Masuda hunt for Ralts. He's on those rookie Ralts numbers.